Hello and welcome to Total War Warhammer. I have a replay of an online battle I played. This was a quick battle, and let's just jump into it. So I was playing as the Warriors of Chaos against Greenskins. Now, you can see my army is very small. It includes a lot of hero characters and a giant, and my opponent also brought quite a few hero characters. But since they are so cheap, he could afford a large army as well. So you can see his Orc War Boss has both of the healing potions, the potion of toughness and the potion of healing. And these are very cheap, so he can afford them. He also has two Goblin Big Bosses, each with those two potions. He also has a magic supporting character, the Night Goblin Shaman, and the Sneaky Stealing. Reduced power charge rate barely affects my Death Wizard. Now, I do not have any potions. I have brought Sigval the Magnificent. He does not have any potions, but he does have the Auric Armor, which gives him replenishment over time. But it's very slow replenishment, as was the healing, which is extremely quick. I also have a Giant to cause terror, and a Chaos Exalted Hero to cause terror on a Manticore as well. The Manticore looks wherever you go. Unfortunately, the Exalted Hero does not have access to any potions, so I can't heal him. So my plan here is to use just hit hard and hit fast, so that he can't recover from it, using the support of my Chaos Sorcerer of Death, with two extremely important spells: Soul Blight, which causes -8 leadership, and Doom and Darkness, which causes just -16 leadership. So our main line is just Chaos Warriors with great weapons, and I'm planning to hold off the flank from these Orc War Biggins with my cheap Chaos Marauders for as long as possible, and charge in with my armor-piercing Chaos Warriors. So Sigval goes in, sword, silver slash, whatever. Giant puking all over these Orc Biggins. He did successfully maneuver his Orc Biggins into the fight against my Giant. His Doom Dark Catapult already has 30 kills, and I'm going to slow this down. So his Orc War Boss goes in, and the Night Goblin Shaman gives all of these people in this area 34 melee attack and 18 armor piercing damage, which is going to do a lot of damage. It also does Itchy Nuisance on my men, which gives them -34 melee attack. So that's going to give these guys 0 melee attack, which is very, very punishing. But the Exalted Hero comes in, and you can see the Manticore doing as much damage as they can. And these Orc boys are already terrified. They're attacked in the rear. They have all sorts of bad things happening to them, and they're in a rough shape. Also have the Giant on this side causing terror, and now Soul Blight goes off. All of these troops have very little armor now, and they have -8 leadership, so that's going to do some damage, and they're not going to be able to be as effective in combat. So I'll put it back at normal speed. I flanked around with the Forsaken, already routed these Orc boys, but now the Chaos Warriors, the Black Orcs, face off the Chaos Warriors, and these guys are immune to psychology. So now, oh, so much is going by quickly. Soul Blight is still going off, then he casts Wog, which gives his troops 58 melee attack and stand your ground, +16 leadership, but then I cast Doom and Darkness, -16 leadership to cancel that out, so that his troops still get very morale penalties. And Manticore still going around, and now the Orc War Boys and the Goblin Big Bosses strike at my rear, and this is just a holding force to make sure they don't get in my backlines for as long as possible. So you can see the troops fleeing. You can see the Orc War Boss in here doing okay, but everyone is terrified and shattered. But the Black Orcs will hold out for much longer because they are immune to psychology. And you can see the full weight of all of these Orc and cavalry, war boys anyway, failed Gaze of Mort or something. So the Orc War Boss, terrified, flees the field. I'm going to chase after him with my Manticore. With the Doom Diver catapults all this time, I'm going to chase off with Sigvald for as long as possible, keep these guys routed, because I need that. And then the Black Orcs are going to get torn apart by my Chaos Giant and my Manticore. He tries to maneuver around, but then I send in more Chaos Marauders to help out my flanks. These guys have a bonus versus large, so they're going to do okay against my Giant. But you can see the Black Orcs are already routing because they're losing decisively. And the Orc War Boss, no longer terrified, comes back from routing and now gets to cast the Push of Healing on himself. And that's going to heal him all the way back up to full. I tried to terrify him again with my Manticore. Doom Diver's now up to 78 kills. I bring back Sigvald because I desperately need him in this fight, but that allows all of these Orc troops to regroup, which is really not good for me because the Orcs always come back. PS Giant is still doing a lot of damage, up to 46 kills, facing a lot of high-tier troops and also causing a terror all around the battlefield. Manticore taking out his Night Goblin Shaman now, and I cast Soul Blight again to make sure these guys are very bad in battle. And they're all terrified and they start running from the field again. And the Chaos Giant, and I make sure my guys do not withstand or die. And Sigvald is somewhere in here. I take my Manticore over here to take out these Black Orcs who have been tying up my troops for a really long time. But the Orc War Boss is still full health and winning decisively against my men. So now it's a duel between Sigvald and these Goblin Big Bosses. I do have slow regeneration on Sigvald, but these guys still have 2 potions left. My Chaos Sorcerer of Death does have some combat capabilities, but now all of the Orcs come back from that mass rout, and my Chaos Giant has to deal with all of them. Fortunately for me, the Goblin Big Boss routes, but there's still one here, and the Orc War Boss is, again, full health, and that's going to be extremely hard to deal with. So I bring back the Manticore, and but the Doom Divers are all over here. Now we cast Log, which is really important at this stage in the battle, because all my troops are pretty low health, except my Chaos Marauders, who are very bad in melee. But my Chaos Giant is still in here, and Sneaky Stabbing goes off again. He has extremely high melee attack right now, and extremely high armor piercing. You can see 74 melee attack on that Goblin Big Boss, and I do not have enough magic to pull this around and cast leadership debuffs on his men. So Chaos Giant cutting huge swaths of these Orc boys, spitting all over them again, but Sigvald is in here, but so is the Goblin Big Boss and his Orc War Boss, who I've been unable to kill. After 2 potions, there's only half health, and Sigvald gets cut down to the ground right there. Now it's just my Chaos Giant and my Manticore left, and they can't do anything against the horde of Orcs. So my men are going to flee the battlefield, and that's going to be game. So very interesting battle. I shattered his line pretty well. You can see the kills on them is not very substantial, but the Black Orcs did fine because they were immune to psychology. And you can see the Doom Diver catapults, who I never got around to killing because I didn't have the time to, got an insane number of kills. And also his War Boss and Goblin Big Boss is stuck in forever. My Giant did an extremely good job of just taking out all the Orc infantry, but I could just not hold against. I would have crushed his army, except the Goblin Big Boss has held his line long enough for his troops to regroup and fight back. So I was kind of disappointed, kind of frustrated with the use of 6 potions in an army. I really hope the Creative Assembly fixes that, because it's way underpriced right now. But still, I'd say it was a good game, and yeah, good game to Dan380, and I'll see you next time.